Gaming on phones has been popular since the days of Snake, long before the likes of Candy Crush Saga took over our commutes. But these days smartphones are becoming viable gaming devices for more than simple distractions on the go, and mobile gaming is a giant industry in its own right. You may instead find that you prefer a regular phone, albeit one with top performance, so we've included a few of those in this ranking too. That includes the iPhones we think are best suited to gaming, along with a few Android options that prioritize performance without going all in on the gamer aesthetic. Today we gonna take a look at the top 10 gaming phones in 2023, but before we go to the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends who are interested in the game. Without any delay, let's start this shit up. Number 10, Red Magic 7S Pro. Pros. Record 960Hz touch sampling rate. Under-display selfie camera. Impressive battery. Cons. Heavy build. Only guaranteed one Android version update. Only 120Hz refresh rate. The Red Magic 7S Pro is an unusual phone. It's a small upgrade on the 7 Pro, chiefly to include the newer Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chip, but it's also not a clear upgrade on the regular Red Magic 7 in every respect, and in fact we'd recommend that phone or the more recent 8 Pro to most people. The changes here are mostly in the display. The first is that the 7S Pro packs the same 960Hz touch input of the 8 Pro, but along with it the cap to 120Hz refresh rate. Similarly, it has that under-display selfie camera, which looks great but doesn't always deliver results. This packs plenty of power and delivers on battery life too, but with a hefty price tag. Consider carefully if you really need the upgrade from the Red Magic 7 or if you'd be happy with the slightly cheaper Red Magic 7 Pro, which is essentially the same phone with the older Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. Number 9, Poco F4 GT. Pros. Incredibly fast 120W charging. Magnetic shoulder buttons. Restrained design. Cons. Middling battery life. Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. No gamer software or accessories. The Poco F4 GT is an attempt to build a gaming phone that could be just as appealing to non-gamers. The F4 GT packs the hardcore hardware you'd expect: a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset, 120Hz AMOLED display, and up to 12GB of RAM, not to mention almost absurdly fast 120W charging. It even includes pop-up magnetic shoulder buttons similar to those found in the Black Shark 5 Pro. But the restrained design means this won't scream gamer to everyone who sees it, and the shoulder buttons double up with extra functions outside of games, a camera shutter button, for example. Number 8, iPhone 14 Pro Max. Pros. Powerful A16 Bionic chipset. Superb battery life. 6.7 inches 120Hz display. Cons. Expensive. No charger in the box. When it comes to gaming on iOS, the 6.7 inches iPhone 14 Pro Max is the one to beat. Apple's A16 Bionic is one of the most powerful chipsets on the market right now and can handle just about anything you can throw at it without a hint of stutter or lag, and our benchmarks back that up too. Importantly, the iPhone 14 Pro Max sports a gorgeous Super Retina XDR display that makes games look incredible on the iPhone, whether they're free-to-play titles or the latest Apple Arcade exclusives. It's also one of the few iPhones to make the jump to a variable 120Hz refresh rate, offering the buttery smooth refresh rate and improved response time that make Android rivals so strong. There's also up to a whopping 1TB of storage available, so you can carry an entire library of mobile games in your pocket, and the battery life is among the best of any iPhone for longer play sessions. Number 7, Black Shark 5 Pro. Pros. Strong gaming performance. Fast, responsive 144Hz display. Built-in magnetic triggers. Great main camera. Cons. Fixed focus on ultrawide camera. Can get hot over prolonged sessions. Joy UI takes some getting used to. Black Shark 5 Pro might not redesign the wheel, but it ticks all the boxes for gamers. It has a buttery smooth 144Hz refresh rate, top-level performance, gaming-specific features like magnetic triggers and gesture-activated shortcuts plus much more. The 120W charging, while unchanged, provides some of the snappiest charging times around, achieving a full 100% charge in under 30 minutes, though the downside is a smaller battery than alternatives. Unlike the touch-based triggers of some rivals, the Black Shark 5 Pro has magnetic triggers that pop up from the body of the phone for a more traditional controller experience, making for a great portable gaming experience without the need to carry additional accessories. Though not usually a focus for gaming phones, the Black Shark 5 Pro has an impressive 108MP rear-facing camera that's capable of taking decent snaps, though the decision to include autofocus capabilities to the macro lens and not the more popular 120-degree ultra-wide is an odd decision that leaves some ultra-wide shots looking a little soft. Number 6, Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus. Pros. Bright, sharp, flat screen. Great battery life. 5 years of software support. Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 power. Cons. Expensive. 45W charging a little slow. Software takes some tweaking. This year, for the first time, the latest Samsung Galaxy flagships ship with Qualcomm's Snapdragon Silicon worldwide. That makes the S23 Plus a great choice for gaming, especially since it and the other S23 models in fact use a very slightly overclocked version of the 8 Gen 2 chip that gives it a slight boost in single-core performance compared to rivals. That makes this one of the fastest Android phones around, and as a top-tier flagship it also benefits from a great display, long-term software support, and fantastic cameras. You might also like the regular S23, but the bigger display of the Plus model is more naturally suited to gaming. The S23 Ultra is bigger still, but much more expensive, and you're mostly paying for enhanced camera features and S Pen stylus support, making the Plus the sweet spot for most gamers. The main downside is the sluggish wired charging, which just means that if you burn through the battery in a long play session, it'll take a little longer to top it back up. Number 5, Asus ROG Phone 6. Pros. Stellar performance. Stunning display. Solid battery life. Surprisingly good cameras. Cons. Can run hot without fan. No wireless charging. Only 2 years of updates. It excels at the fundamentals, delivering stellar performance, a stunning display, and great battery life. With decent cameras, 2 USB-C ports, and even a headphone jack, there's a lot to like here. However, it's not perfect, with a lack of wireless charging and poor software update commitment the most prominent problems. You'll also need to connect a fan for long gaming sessions. But none of these are deal breakers for most people, and the ROG Phone 6 provides such a well-rounded experience elsewhere. If you're serious about gaming on your phone but just want the best core experience, this is the phone to buy. For number 4 we have Red Magic 7. Pros. 6.8 inches 165 Hz OLED display. 720 Hz touch sample rate. Great performance. Cons. Heavy build. Hit and miss battery life. Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. At its heart is a fast 6.8 inches 165 Hz OLED panel with an impressive 720 Hz touch sample rate that beats practically every other smartphone on the market. Though you might not notice much of a difference in real-world performance, it'll certainly satisfy the need for gamers to have the best of the best. That's paired with the flagship specs including Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. Up to 18GB of RAM and 256GB of storage, and an updated 3-fan cooling system to keep things running smoothly during longer gaming sessions. There's also a plethora of gaming features including side-mounted touch-based shoulder triggers, advanced haptic feedback and the ability to control performance on a per-game basis, and it's all presented in Red Magic's GameSpace mode. The only real disappointment is battery life. It's smaller than that of its predecessor at a rather average 4,500 mAh, and combined with a 165 Hz display it drains much more quickly. Okay, before go for the top 3, dude, subscribe to our channel and be among the our first friends. By the way, don't forget to like and share this fucking awesome video bruh. Okay, here you are the number 3, Motorola Edge 40 Pro. Pros. 165 Hz OLED display. Fantastic performance. IP68 rating. Phenomenal battery life. Cons. No gaming-specific hardware. Though the Motorola Edge 40 Pro doesn't look like much a gaming phone, the flagship has a surprise or two up its sleeves. It's powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 with 12GB of LPDDR5 RAM and up to 512GB of storage, making it an impressive device able to take on dedicated gaming phones. There's also the 6.7 inches AMOLED display to consider, with a gaming-grade 165Hz refresh rate, pretty much the only non-gaming phone to go that fast. Gaming prowess aside, it also boasts absurdly fast 125W charging that'll get you a full charge in well under 30 minutes, and a triple rear camera that's better than any you'll find on a gaming phone. Oh, and did we mention that the battery lasts for 2 full days of typical use? So, while you might not get built-in triggers or cool gaming-focused software enhancements, you'll certainly get all the benefits of a flagship smartphone, plus the power you need to play. Number 2, Red Magic 8 Pro. Pros. Great performance. Impressive battery life. Decent cameras. Built-in fan. Cons. No waterproofing. No wireless charging. Rubbish selfie camera. The Red Magic 8 Pro is an excellent affordable option if you want a dedicated gaming phone outfitted with the latest chipset on the market, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. You get all of that silicon's power, paired with 12GB of RAM and 256GB storage, for a price far below an Asus ROG phone. There are small downgrades to make, with no sign of flagship niceties like waterproofing or wireless charging. The use of an under-display selfie camera helps keep the 8 Pro compact and gives you a gorgeous full-screen experience, but again there's a trade-off. Your actual selfies won't be all that great, with a soft, over-processed look to them. The screen refresh rate is also capped at 120Hz, which is great, but below some other gaming options, including last year's Red Magic 7, which you'll also find on this list below. The flip side of that is a touch input rate of 960Hz. It can detect touches 960 times a second, the fastest of any phone out there. And finally number 1, Asus ROG Phone 7 Ultimate. Pros. Top-tier performance. Excellent battery life. Stunning display. Impressive cooling system. Cons. Very expensive. Big and bulky. The latest generation of Asus gaming phone is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, with 16GB of RAM and 512GB storage as standard. The 6.78 inches AMOLED display packs a market-leading 165Hz refresh rate, and built-in vapor cooling is supplemented by an optional clip-on cooler with its own built-in subwoofer to amplify audio too. What makes the Ultimate stand out from the regular ROG Phone 7 is the return of the small ROG Vision display on the back for notifications and custom animations, plus the Aero Active Portal cooling flap, which activates to improve airflow even further when the cooler is clipped on. Okay dude, we're done for now, but don't forget to subscribe to our fucking awesome channel for our other fucking awesome videos. See you body.